In this video I'm going to give you a short introduction to the Circadian Rhythms sequencer. Alright, so over here we got a complete tip-top system. What I got patched here is I got all the tip-top drum sounds over here. I got two synth voice set up. I got those Z3000 going into a mixer, from a mixer into a Z2040 filter, and opened up by envelope. Then I got another Z3000 here, go to another Z2040 and another envelope, and basically everything is triggered from the circadian rhythm. The clock out and reset out of the circadian rhythm goes into the Z1000 matrix sequencer, which gonna play some tunes, and basically everything in sync. The ZDSP is over here to provide some delays. In the system next to this one I got another ZDSP giving us some reverbs. So over here we've got the circadian rhythms, and let's play with it a little bit. So let me give you an idea of what's going on over here. Circadian rhythm works in an interesting way. It has a horizontal view where you see all the notes playing that way, and it has a vertical view where you see one channel at a time. Right now we're on this channel. I got 8 of them. For example, I'm seeing the bass drum right now. If I go here, see other notes, and at any given time I can add notes and change them from any place in the sequencer. So let me start from scratch, just so it makes it very easy for you guys to understand. So if I look here and I see all the 8 channels, I have one preset. I see this channel 1, channel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and their corresponding outputs are down here. This is the bass drum. If I add a bass drum here, I can go back to the vertical mode, select that channel, and I see the bass drum that I added in this mode. I can remove it here, can add it here, go back, now it's over here. So I can edit notes on either the horizontal view or the vertical view. Obviously on the horizontal view it's kind of nice, you can go and like add things in real time. Okay, if I go back to the vertical view, I can look at the channels again. I can mute the whole things. So here's just a kick. So over here in vertical view, it's like the command center where you see all your notes, you control a lot of things. While in vertical view, or in horizontal view, excuse me, you can keep changing things, add notes, etc. Now this entire 8-step, if we go back to vertical, is what we call a preset. And a preset is one 8-step long, and we have 8 of those presets. You can see the preset name over here. So if I go to another preset, I got something else in it, and I can manually play them whichever order I like, and it's obviously very playable. Okay, if I go back here again, I see the preset I'm looking at. Now here's an interesting thing, you can loop those presets. Right now I got notes in all 8 presets, and I can turn with this button, says preset loop on off. I'm gonna start looping through those 8 presets. So now I'm going through all of them, so you can hear the changes. If I go back to 8x8, you're gonna see the notes changing as you go through the preset. Now obviously you wanna change something, this is moving too fast, so what you do is you move to another view, horizontal view, which is 1/64. Now I see all 64 steps of a single channel. This is the bass drum. If I want to see other channels, I got the up-down buttons here, and I can start going between the channels and add notes wherever I want. So if I go back here, I'm on the bass drum. Let's say I go do this. Let's say I want to do this. vertical mode. I see how it loops. I can set the loop length with a set loop. I can decide if I want it, just 2 preset, 3 preset, 8 preset, however I want. This 8 preset is one group, and you have 8 groups. So I can have something totally different in group number 2, for example, like I do here. Now what you just heard is a sustained note on number 8, channel number 8, and you see that this is red. That means that we're not providing a trigger, we're providing a gate signal. We do this by holding 2 notes down, and they'll create one long gate and sustained note. It's obviously good for controlling sequencers. You can do directions, you can do all kind of things just by holding gate longer than just a short trigger. So again, if I go by 1/64, I can see all my notes here. I go down, here's my bass. Let me do this for a second. Okay, and I can also have triggers here, so I'm not necessarily restricted to just gates. Okay, if I go back to vertical, I'm in group number 2, and I can start playing between the groups. And that's basically how you start build a song. Now when you have your group filled, you can go and do group loop on off, and it's going to start looping through the groups as well. So you got a timeline here of 512 steps, time 8 channels, so that's pretty long. You can build a whole song here. Now let me show you some cool things, how you start really from scratch. So I got the sequencer running. Let me start the looping. I'm right now on group 8, it's empty. And let's say I want to start something really, really fast. So let's say I want to create a 64-step sequence. I'm going to start looping, and my preset will start moving. I'm going to select channel 1. Let's say I want to put a bass drum, like a 4/4 on each of the notes. I hold the channel down, and you see that it fills up the notes on the entire track. Okay, and you're just going to repeat and repeat. I can go at any time now. Let's say I want to have some variation at the end, so I can hold down that preset. It's going to hold it down as long as I'm holding the preset button down. I can do this. So now it's going to go back as soon as I release it, and you can hear how the variations adds up. Okay, I can go to the next channel. Let's say I'm not sure what sound exactly I have on channel 2, so I can go here. I have manual triggers of each of the sound. I can see, oh, number 2, I don't hear it. Oh, it's probably muted. So here we go. Number 3, I got this. Yes, these are the manual triggers. So, okay, let's say I want to have this somewhere. Let's hold it down. Really, really basic. Nothing too. I'm gonna go to trigger 3. I'm gonna hold channel 3 number down. It's gonna turn red. I can add. I'm gonna go to number 4. Let's see what I got here. Okay, channel number 4. Let me just add all those. Number 5. That's how maracas. Okay, let me go to number 6. Add a snare. Trigger number 7. Maybe I don't want all the notes in number 7 all across, so I can go to channel 7. I'm going to go to 1/64. As soon as this is red, I know I'm on the lower channel. I'm going to go to number 7. I'm going to put like something just. Okay, now let's add some bass lines. Let's do something like. Okay, and this is basically how you start building tracks. You kind of adding notes, adding sounds, layering down. I go back to vertical. I can now, when I got something like this filled up, I can go and copy the group and paste it into another group, and now I got the same thing going on in this group. And I can go here and maybe have some variations. Let me go to this sound, hold it down, add some. So now in this group I got these variations, and I can switch between those two. Okay, and this is how you can play it. And again, you can loop the groups. And Another nice thing is you got a fill function, so I can hold the fill down, and this turns the triggers into fill functions, so I can do like things like this. Okay. Now I can change the type of fill that I'm having, so I can go and hold fill again, and this entire section kind of clears up, and I can change the type of fill. I can go, let's say, to and this applies to all the triggers. I can also record notes with a fill. Let's say I hold the fill down, turns everything into red. That means I'm in a record mode, so I can do something like. So I just added more notes into the sequence. Okay, now obviously this is something you want to experiment with. At any given time I go back to vertical, I'm out of there, and I'm back into my usual view. Again, this is the 8x8, this is the 1x64 where I got each channel at a time, which I can control. And my mutes. Okay, I moved back to group number 2 where I had a different sequence before. And when I look horizontally, I see that all the channels are labeled. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's pretty easy when you're working here to understand what's going on, so you know what you're hearing. If I go back to vertical, I can look on the panel and see that there's more things to look at, and some of them are interesting in themselves. So let's again start with another clear group. And let me take off the presetting off, and let me do something like this. I'm gonna go into channel 1. I'm gonna put a kick here. Let's see what I got at channel 2. Okay, I'm gonna take trigger number 3. That's channel number 3. Again, I want to see which one is 3. It's like, oh, 3 is over here horizontally. Okay, and now that I'm on number 3, I can hold the zoom button. The zoom button is an interesting thing because what it gives you, it's the 16 notes over here. So these are the right that you used to, but the notes here are the notes in between those 16 notes, so I can do things like, okay, and I can do odd timing, odd signature, and this can get really weird really fast. So I can go back. Now I see that those notes are red. That means they were done in zoom view. Okay. Okay, so zoom view is really nice, just to kind of break the grid and become more out of timing. Another thing we have is the swing. If I hold swing down, I can just give the whole sequence a normal swing type of effect. I can, with the button, apply and the amount of swing I want. I can select if I want the bass drum in or out, which channels I want, etc. I can apply the amount. I have 2 types of swing, the 8 and the 16. Once I turn the system on, I want to synchronize everything with my other modules in the system. Right now I have the Z1000 slave to the circadian rhythm. What you want to do is, on first time when you power it up, you click this button, it says reset, and that will reset all your sequences in the system using one push of a button. One simple button, very handy. The circadian rhythm works great as a master because it's deep and provides a timeline, so it's probably better to use it as the master of anything else in your system. So use it, the clock out and the reset out, to go to anything else. At any given time, you can change the BPM. This is how you do it. You can go very slow. Okay, you can go really fast. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is enough for one video to kind of get an idea of how deep and powerful the circadian rhythm is as a timeline sequencer. One that really glues all the module in a system, one that allows you to play music pretty much live or in the studio, but something that really evolves and not just repeating patterns.